All right, so this is the air handler. Well, we'll just call it furnace and coil zoned. Okay, for the master bedroom, sitting room, and one of the small bedrooms. And this is what's happening. Okay, this is a very cold liquid line, and you can see here there's condensate buildup here, nowhere else, which means this part is frozen. Okay, there's some kind of ice in this area, and it's dripping out here into this pan, which somebody blocked up because they knew it was going to happen. It was kind of funny there because this has been actually happening because there's actually rust right here, some kind of corrosion. Okay, some Tiffany green there, and it's hard to see here, but this suction line is actually frozen. It's very hard to see, but it's actually frozen, and it's very cold at this point. And if I'm putting my hand on it, it's actually okay, but it's just very cold. There's a block of ice on the bottom. It's actually it's very difficult to see. But what is happening is it's actually draining into this pan right here. Okay, I would hate to take it out because we need something to support this, but there's water in this pan. And the water is actually draining here into here for the overflow. And it's a partial freezing in this case. What we need to do is to defrost the coil, and then we can check the charge from there, but this can't happen today. So that is what is happening. It's a partial freezing. So two or three rooms, maybe just fine. Smaller rooms, because the capacity and the flow is not necessary to get to those rooms. You just need a certain amount of flow. Where is this? This is the return there. So you can hear it. You can actually hear it. There's a bit of static pressure built backwards. Okay, from this. When I put my finger on it, it doesn't vibrate. But you can hear the vibration, and the vibration is actually coming from the fact that the air pressure is actually pushing back, and that's what's causing this here. What I recommend them do is to turn on the fan. At this point, one zone is closed, so you can see once one zone is closed, this noise doesn't occur, right? Or if one zone is open, so a second zone opened actually. So second zone opened, there was only one zone that was on, and that's what was causing all that back pressure. What we can do, and I'm looking at this, there's a possibility other than that is to bleed some of the pressure off. So to find the damper and set the bleed, you may have to set the bleed. It sucks. You may have to go here, set the bleed. Dampers. It's kind of hard to see, but anyway, you have to figure out where this needs to go. And this is so they have a bypass, but this bypass is not the way to do this. So we need a bleed for this somewhere. So what we can do is to set a bypass. There's two dampers on both sides here. It's one damper here that I can see. There's probably another damper somewhere over here. It's hard to really see, but what we're going to do is to make sure that all three zones are open at this point so we can defrost the coil. Maybe difficult to see, sorry, but you can see here it's actually dripping down, and that's because it's frozen right here, okay, at this point, and this ice has built up in this area so that only certain areas are getting the flow. So that's what's happening here. But two zones are open and we're not getting the back pressure, which is good. But here, what we can do, and I think you have to look at where the zoning is and where it goes to. This one has a zoning here. I would have thought they would have put it closer, but this is fully open at this point. So if this damper were to close, we would need some kind of bleed for safety. I would kind of bleed 35, maybe 35 to 40% of that zone. ARD zone 1. So there's a second zone, but it's an ARD zone, not a Honeywell. So that's our second zone. And the second zone cannot bleed. It cannot bleed. So that is also going to be causing an issue there. Now, the third zone, okay? It's kind of hard to find. So we have 1, 2. The third zone may not even matter, actually, but I just need 2 zones open. It's already been 5 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off because I'm thinking it's a long recording here. So, on to the next video.